Let us begin with a confession that will make you reconsider everything you thought you knew about the animal kingdom. The bear is not a single creature. It is a family, a sprawling, ancient, wildly diverse clan of 8 surviving species that have conquered every continent except Antarctica and Australia. From the frozen wastelands of the Arctic to the steamy jungles of Southeast Asia, from the mountains of the Andes to the forests of Japan, bears have adapted to environments so extreme that humans would perish within hours. And yet, when you say the word bear, most people picture only one thing: a massive, brown, shaggy beast standing on its hind legs roaring. That is like saying bird and only thinking of a pigeon. Today, we are not telling the story of one bear. We are telling the story of all bears. The sun bear, the size of a large dog with a tongue so long it can reach honey from deep inside a tree. The sloth bear, with a shaggy coat and a face like a creature from a fever dream, eating termites with a vacuum cleaner snout. The spectacled bear, the only bear in South America, climbing trees like a monkey and eating cactus fruit. The giant panda, which we already visited, with its fake thumb and bamboo obsession. The Asiatic black bear, with its crescent-shaped chest mark, raiding crops and climbing cliffs. The polar bear, the ultimate marine mammal, swimming for days through icy water. The brown bear, the grizzly, the Kodiak, the quintessential bear that everyone knows. And the American black bear, the most common, the most adaptable, the one that raids your garbage can and then poses for your security camera. These 8 species are not just variations of the same animal, they are different solutions to the same problem: how to survive on a planet that is constantly changing. And their story is not just a story of fur and teeth, it is a story of extinction, adaptation, and the strange, complicated relationship between bears and humans. Let us dive in.
Let us start with the family tree. The bear family, Ursidae, evolved approximately 38 million years ago from small dog-like carnivores in the forests of Eurasia. The earliest true bears appeared about 20 million years ago. From that humble beginning, bears spread across the globe, diversifying into dozens of species. Today, only 8 remain. The sun bear, Helarctos wallianus, is the smallest, weighing just 30 to 70 kilograms. It lives in the tropical rainforests of Southeast Asia. It is the bear with the longest tongue, up to 25 centimeters, perfect for lapping up honey and extracting insects from crevices. It has short, sleek fur to survive the heat and massive curved claws for climbing trees. It is also the most mysterious bear. We know less about the sun bear than almost any other large mammal. The sloth bear, Melursus ursinus, lives in the forests of India, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. It is a shaggy, awkward creature with a long, mobile snout and specialized lips that can form a seal around termite mounds. It sucks up insects like a vacuum cleaner. It is also the only bear that carries its young on its back, like a sloth, hence the name. The spectacled bear, Tremarctos ornatus, is the only bear native to South America. It gets its name from the white or cream markings around its eyes, which look like glasses. It is a tree-climbing specialist, eating fruit, bromeliads, and cactus. It is the most vegetarian of all bears, with a diet that is up to 95% plant-based. The Asiatic black bear, Ursus thebatanus, also known as the moon bear because of the distinctive white crescent on its chest, lives across Asia, from Iran to Japan. It is a powerful climber and an opportunistic omnivore. It has a reputation for aggression, though most of that reputation comes from bears that have been trapped or cornered. The polar bear, Ursus maritimus, is the largest land carnivore on Earth. It lives on the sea ice of the Arctic, hunting seals. Its fur is not white, it's translucent, scattering light to appear white. Its skin is black, absorbing heat. It can swim for days, covering hundreds of miles. It is the most marine of all bears, spending most of its life on the ice. The brown bear, Ursus arctos, is the most widespread, found across North America, Europe, and Asia. It includes the grizzly, the Kodiak, and the Eurasian brown bear. It is the iconic bear, the one that stands on its hind legs, the one that fishes for salmon, the one that hibernates through the winter. It's incredibly adaptable, eating anything from grass to moose. And the American black bear, Ursus americanus, is the most common bear in North America. It lives in forests, swamps, and even suburban neighborhoods. It is the bear you are most likely to see, the bear that has learned to live alongside humans better than any other. It is also the bear with the most color variations: black, brown, cinnamon, blue-gray, and even white. Each of these 8 species has a unique story, a unique struggle, and a unique relationship with the changing world.
What defines a bear? Let us start with the body, because the bear's body is a masterpiece of evolutionary engineering. All bears share certain features, though they vary in size and proportion. Bears are plantigrade. They walk on the soles of their feet, just like humans, which makes their footprints look vaguely human. Their front paws are powerful, with 5 non-retractable claws that can grow up to 4 inches long in some species. These claws are not for hunting, as many believe. They are for digging, climbing apart rotting logs for insects. A bear's sense of smell is legendary. It is the best among all land mammals, 7 times better than a bloodhound's, and about 2,000 times better than a human's. A polar bear can smell a seal from over a kilometer away, under ice and snow. A brown bear can smell a carcass from miles away and follow the scent to its source. Their hearing is also acute, though not as sharp as their sense of smell. Their vision is comparable to humans, though they rely less on it. Bears have an extraordinary memory. They remember specific locations of food sources, hibernation dens, and safe routes for years. They are also remarkably intelligent, capable of solving complex puzzles, learning from observation, and even using tools, though rarely. Their diet is perhaps the most defining characteristic. Bears are omnivores, but with a strong tendency toward herbivory. Polar bears are the exception, being almost exclusively carnivorous. The rest eat a mix of plants, insects, fish, and meat. Bears have a relatively simple digestive system for an omnivore, a single stomach, not multiple chambers like a cow. Yet they can still extract nutrients from tough plant matter because they have a specialized gut microbiome that helps break down cellulose. Their reproductive cycle is also unique among mammals. Bears have delayed implantation. A fertilized egg floats freely in the uterus for months before attaching to the uterine wall. That is why bear pregnancies can last anywhere from 6 to 9 months, even though the actual fetal development takes only 2 months. A bear's average lifespan in the wild is 15 to 30 years, depending on the species. In captivity, some have lived to over 40. As for their qualities, bears are intelligent, curious, playful, and fiercely protective of their young. They are also surprisingly gentle. Most bears will avoid conflict if given the chance. They are not the aggressive monsters of popular culture. They are cautious, patient, and pragmatic. Now let us talk about the bear's daily struggle. Because, make no mistake, a bear's life is a constant battle against hunger, temperature, and competition. For most bears, the year is divided into 3 seasons: eating, eating more, and hibernation. In spring, bears emerge from their dens, skinny, hungry, and desperate. They eat grass, roots, and any carcasses that have survived the winter. In summer, the food abundance increases. They eat berries, insects, fish, and small mammals. In autumn, the hyperphagia begins. They eat almost constantly, gaining up to 30% of their body weight in fat. This fat will sustain them through the winter. Hibernation is not true sleep. It is a state of torpor where their heart rate drops significantly, their body temperature decreases, and they do not eat, drink, or excrete. They recycle their waste products internally. They also give birth during hibernation. The cubs are born in the den, blind and tiny, and they nurse through the winter. The mother awakens just enough to care for them, then goes back to sleep. This annual cycle is the rhythm of a bear's life. For polar bears, the struggle is different. They do not hibernate, except pregnant females. The rest stay active year-round, hunting seals on the sea ice. But the ice is melting. They must swim farther, hunt harder, and go hungry more often. For sun bears, there is no winter. The struggle is against the relentless heat and the deforestation that is destroying their habitat. For sloth bears, the struggle is against termite populations that fluctuate with the seasons and against the constant threat of tigers. For Asiatic black bears, the struggle is against humans, poaching for their bile and paws, and habitat loss. Every bear species faces a unique set of challenges, but they all share one thing: the fight to find enough food to survive and to raise the next generation. How are bears useful to humans? Let us count the ways that are rarely acknowledged. First, ecosystem engineering. Bears are the gardeners of the wild. They dig for roots and bulbs, aerating the soil and encouraging plant growth. They eat fruit and disperse the seeds over vast distances, planting new patches of forest. They drag salmon carcasses far from the rivers, fertilizing the surrounding forests with marine nutrients. A single bear can fertilize an entire valley over its lifetime. Second, prey population control. Bears kill sick, weak, and old animals, keeping prey populations like moose and caribou healthy and reducing the spread of disease. Third, scavenger support. Bears leave behind half-eaten carcasses that feed wolves, foxes, eagles, and insects. One bear kill can feed an entire ecosystem. Fourth, tourism. Bear watching is a multi-billion-dollar industry worldwide. Tourists travel from all over the world to see bears in their natural habitats, supporting local economies and conservation efforts. Fifth, scientific research. Bear biology has taught us about hibernation, metabolism, organ preservation, and the effects of climate change. The study of bear hibernation is helping researchers develop treatments for human metabolic disorders, osteoporosis, and muscle wasting. Sixth, cultural significance. Bears are central to the mythology, art, and identity of indigenous peoples across the Northern Hemisphere. They are seen as teachers, healers, and relatives. This cultural connection has helped preserve bear populations in many regions. Seventh, medical inspiration. Bear bile has been used in traditional medicine for centuries, though modern science has found more sustainable alternatives. But the study of bear physiology has also inspired new approaches to medicine, from understanding how to preserve organs for transplant to developing new treatments for diabetes. And what can humans learn from the bear? First, the value of rest. Bears hibernate for months without guilt. Humans, exhausted by the demands of modern life, could learn to take real rest. Second, the importance of preparation. Bears spend autumn gorging to prepare for winter. Humans could learn to prepare for hard times instead of living in denial. Third, that mothers are warriors. A bear mother will fight anything to protect her cubs. Human mothers could learn from her fierce devotion. Fourth, that you can be both powerful and gentle. Bears can kill a moose and also play in a meadow with their cubs. Humans think we have to choose between strength and softness. The bear says you do not. Fifth, that adaptability is survival. Bears have adapted to forests, deserts, mountains, and ice. Humans cling to the familiar and resist change. The bear teaches us to embrace new environments. Sixth, that solitude is not loneliness. Most bears are solitary, yet they thrive. Humans fear being alone. The bear teaches us that self-sufficiency is a gift.
Now let us talk about the greatest threat to bears, humans. Every bear species is under pressure from human activity. Habitat loss is the biggest threat. Forests are cut down for agriculture and development, destroying the places where bears live and feed. Climate change is melting the Arctic ice that polar bears depend on. Poaching remains a problem. Bears are killed for their meat, fur, paws, and bile, which is used in traditional medicine. Human-bear conflict is also a major issue. As human populations expand into bear habitat, encounters become more frequent. Bears raid crops, kill livestock, and occasionally attack humans. The usual response is to kill the bear, often when the bear was simply being a bear, following its nose to a food source. But there are solutions. Electric fences, bear-proof garbage containers, and education programs have been shown to reduce conflict significantly. In many places, bears are now protected by law, and their populations are recovering. The grizzly bear in the United States was once on the brink of extinction. Today, it is thriving in Yellowstone and other national parks. The giant panda has been downgraded from endangered to vulnerable because of conservation efforts. The polar bear remains endangered, but there is still hope if we act. The brown bear is doing well in many parts of the world, but isolated populations are struggling. The sun bear is vulnerable. The sloth bear is vulnerable. The spectacled bear is vulnerable. The Asiatic black bear is vulnerable, and the American black bear is stable. The picture is mixed, but the story is not over. We have the knowledge and the tools to save bears. The question is whether we have the will. And now we come to the final truth. Bears have been on this planet for over 38 million years. They have witnessed the rise and fall of mammoths, saber-toothed cats, and countless other creatures. They have survived ice ages, volcanic eruptions, and the arrival of humans. They have adapted to environments so extreme that other animals could not live there. And through it all, they have remained bears. Beautiful, powerful, intelligent, and wild. They are not our enemies. They are not our pets. They are our neighbors on this planet, sharing the same resources, facing the same challenges. When we protect bears, we protect the forests, the mountains, and the ice. We protect the ecosystems that sustain all life, including our own. And when we lose bears, we lose something irreplaceable, a part of the Earth's soul. The sun bear in its tree, the sloth bear in its termite mound, the spectacled bear in its cloud forest, the Asiatic black bear on its cliff, the polar bear on its ice, the brown bear on its river, the black bear in your backyard, they are all doing the same thing, surviving. They are not asking for our permission. They are not asking for our pity. They are simply asking for space, a little room to dig, to eat, to sleep, to raise their young. That is not too much to ask. That is the least we can give them. Because in the end, the bear is not a symbol of wilderness. The bear is wilderness. And wilderness is not something we visit on vacation. It is something we are part of. We forgot that. The bear remembers. The bear remembers everything. And if we listen, if we really listen, the bear can teach us how to be human again. Not by roaring, but by resting. Not by fighting, but by adapting. Not by conquering, but by coexisting. That is the biography of the bear. That is its gift. That is its lesson. And that is its legacy, not just for us, but for all the bears that will come after us, long after we are gone.